All right.
All right,
So here we are.
I'm taking it away. What's up, everybody? We're back with another preview. We're doing the AL Central today. Barney, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Of course you are. And the Ulster.
I hurt all over.
We all do, don't we all?
Yeah.
All
We had
right.
a tough day today.
Oh, yeah,
Physically demanding.
it's been pretty demanding. Antoine, I'll be leading this examination of what is arguably a pretty bad division.
It's a very top heavy division.
It's top heavy. Yeah, I think that's probably the right words to say it. Like there's two very good teams, like one very good team, one decent team, one team that might surprise you, and then two pretty bad teams.
Yeah.
So let's dive into them.
Yeah. Great. So first team is the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah.
Last year they went 36-24, won the division. But they've made some changes. They got rid of their left fielder Eddie Rosario, their relief pitcher Trevor May, their great guy Dick Mountain, otherwise known as Rich Hill.
I still don't know.
and
So I
their-
still don't know why Dick is in there. I get the
I think it's
mountain.
related to like Richard was shortened to Rick, and then Dick.
Okay, yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I see
Dick is a nickname for people named Richard.
that's weird.
Yeah, but like why?
I don't know, man.
Jake Odorizzi, great starting pitcher, now gone from the Twins.
Yeah.
They have re-signed their designated hitter, Nelson Cruz. They also picked up the shortstop, Andrelton Simmons, and they replaced Odorizzi with J.A. Happ.
Yeah. So, Ollie, what does their lineup look like now?
It's oh boy, I need to learn how to type. It's looking okay. It's so we've got Josh Donaldson and Nelson Cruz and Miguel Sano in the heart of the order.
And that's a pretty good heart of an order.
Yeah,
This team can hit.
this team
They've always been able to hit.
this team can hit, and not only that, they also have two of the best defensive players at premier defensive positions in Byron Buxton and Andrelton Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people might underestimate that part of their team. Like the left side of their infield, like Josh Donaldson has a good glove as well.
Oh yeah.
Zano is a converted third baseman, so he has some glove skills, I assume.
Let's find out.
Mr.
Miguel.
Nelson Cruz just continues to produce.
Oh god,
he's-
that man does not age.
No, not at all. I think has he picked up 2 Silver Sluggers in the last 2 years?
I'm gonna
Yeah, that
look it
sounds
up for
right.
you.
As like a 37-year-old or something?
That
Yeah,
definitely
he
sounds
leads.
right.
He leads the league in home runs since 2008.
Yeah, just
He has
an
about-
absolute machine of a hitter.
He has 400 home runs in his last 12 years. Coincidentally, so he has 417 home runs for his career, and he's hit, I guess, nearly all of them since 2000. Yeah, so he's been in the league since 2005, 2006. First full season with Texas, he had 9 home runs, and then he just went off 33, 22, 29, 24, 27, 40, 44, 43, 39, 37, 41, and then last year 60.
It was like alphabet soup for numbers, dude.
Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so
so I've looked up
just a-
Sano's defensive numbers, and he's at best average at first
All right.
base.
Okay, but that's still better than
Yeah,
being
still better
bad.
than complete trash.
yeah, and I mean that's not why he's in this lineup.
Yeah,
He's in this lineup because he puts balls over fences.
that's why he's batting fifth.
He's also just like huge.
That too.
I've seen him. I think like there were questions about his age before, but now I still like. He's only 27, and he's been in the league for like 5 years already.
Yeah,
He's
been,
hit what?
it feels like he's been around forever.
Yeah, he's hit 131 home runs. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this guy hits. I mean, this team hits. This team crushes.
So what do you guys think about the changes that they've made? Notably getting rid of Trevor May and Jake Odorizzi and picking up Andrelton Simmons and J.A.
So first off, I don't think Jake Odorizzi has signed somewhere yet.
Yeah, I think he's still a free agent.
Has he not signed yet? All right.
No.
Well, he
so-
might come back.
Yeah, so potentially might come back. However,
I don't think that we should grade them based on that.
No.
no. But
Like if we take
Yeah.
a look at their starting rotation, it's not looking bad.
no.
Like having Matt Schumacher as your number 5 guy is not bad.
No, and they also like I think they have like two pretty reliable, like two of the like I think Jose Barrios, Kenta Maeda, and J.A. Happ are like 3 reliable starters. Kenta Maeda can be really good, Jose Barrios can be really good, and Michael Pineda is like your wild card.
Yeah, I think that this is a rotation that doesn't have a lot of downside to it. I think they're kind of the opposite of what we were talking about last week with the Yankees, where there aren't a lot. And maybe they're not going to take over the world and be the best starting 5 in the history of baseball because they're not the Dodgers this.
Unfortunately.
No, but they're going to go out there and they're going to give you a chance to win a ball game most of the time.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
with this
so-
lineup, yeah,
So I think for this lineup, it's more like, try to outmash other teams. Pretty similar to the Phillies, for example, who also just like have a very heavy lineup that needs to produce. Concerning the bullpen, though, let me just check real quick. Got the numbers here. So we got Taylor Rogers, Alex Colomé as your closers, and then just a whole bunch of dudes. I really don't know a lot of these names. Tyler Duffy might ring a bell.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Yeah, I think this is going to be a team that just wins its games through offensive production.
Yeah, and also, like, we have to take into account that they play in a pretty bad division, as we say. Like, there's some teams that they can beat up.
Yeah.
So...
It also just means they don't have to do a whole bunch to win this division and get their ride to the playoffs.
Well,
I think that they do have a whole bunch to do to win this division.
Yeah, but they don't need to do a lot to get in, like, to win games, especially in that division. But there's one big other team that they have to overcome. And
I don't know if we're gonna be seeing 2 playoff teams per division again this year.
No,
no, I thought we weren't. I thought that was confirmed.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was confirmed yet.
Well, to be fair, like last year, it was on opening day that they decided to.
That's true.
True.
That's why
I don't know.
Sure
I don't know if maybe they have made a decision on it yet. I'm not sure. Anyway, maybe we can just move on to the team that they have to beat.
Yeah.
I think we should slide on to the team that has fallen apart. That last year came in second in the division, got a playoff spot.
We have to grade this offseason first. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm giving the Twins. I'm giving the Twins like C+.
Yeah, I think a C+.
Yeah,
I think that they made a lot of side grades.
Yeah, I think this is a team that could have added more to like be even more competitive, and they just really didn't. They re-signed the guy. They they filled the hole with Anderson Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's still some guys out there, so they might still be getting it better, but I think a C+.
Yeah, I think if they re-sign Odorizzi, then there will be a potential.
Yeah, totally. All right.
I think that bumps them up to a solid B. All right, so the next team that we have is the Cleveland baseball team.
Yeah.
They were just 1 game behind the Minnesota Twins last year. And they just had a fire sale this year. So they got rid of Carlos Carrasco and Francisco Lindor in the big trade to the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
They also lost Carlos Santana, Delino DeShields, and they picked up Eddie Rosario, Andres Jimenez in the trade with the Mets, and Ahmed Rizzo.
Yeah. Just a big F. I think somebody put the grade in before. They're clearly tanking.
Yeah, looking at this team, there's Shane Bieber and everybody else is a scrub or worse. Like, this is not a good baseball team.
Yeah, there's you got like Jose Ramirez, still a very good defender.
Yeah, Jose Ramirez is pretty good.
Yeah. Jose Ramirez, Shane Bieber, like, that's it.
Yeah, 1 starter and 1 position player does not a baseball team make.
Yeah, so he's at...
the only other name
that contract for Jose Ramirez is ridiculous, though.
Yeah.
So, let me just check real quick to be sure. You guys go on. I'm going to do some digging into Jose Ramirez's contract because it looks
absolutely
very lopsided.
We'll move on to the other team that was that finished the season also at 35-25, just like the Cleveland baseball team, who I think is possibly the dark horse for the best team in the American League, and that's the Chicago White Sox.
All right, I can see it.
They've lost catcher James McCann and their former closer Alex Colomé, as well as Edwin Encarnacion and Nomar Mazara. But their big pickup this year is Liam Hendricks, former closer for the A's. He's on like a $40 million 4-year contract for the White Sox. They've also picked up Adam Eaton and Lance Lynn. So this lineup that they have and their starting 5 is stacked.
Yeah, this team is going to melt some faces.
Okay, so Jose Ramirez's contract isn't as weird as I thought, but still, like, he's not making a lot of money. They might trade him in like 2023.
Okay.
Moving on to what we were talking about.
Yeah. Tim Anderson in this leading off this lineup, followed by Adam Eaton, Yasmani Grandal, Jose Abreu, Eloy Jimenez, and Yohan Moncada, which are all good offensive players.
Yeah, Luis Robert as well.
Even number 7, you got Luis Robert, the runner-up for the American League Rookie of the Year vote last year.
And Adam Engel in 8th.
Madrigal, who thinks he can hit, who thinks he can get to 3,000 hits.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw this.
No, actually.
No, what are you talking about?
So Madrigal thinks he can get to 3,000 hits. He said so in an interview, I think about a couple of weeks ago. I got it
He's
right
had
here.
109 professional plate appearances. What is he talking
Yeah,
about?
and he's not. He said like during an interview on the White Sox Talk podcast Nick Madrigal said he thinks 3,000 hits is reachable for him in MLB and trusts
How
himself
old is he?
to dominate
He's
this
23.
league in the batter's box.
Okay, sure. That's fine for a 23-year-old.
Yeah, and I think like Fangraphs did the whole thing on like how much hits he needs to average over like the span to get to 3,000 hits to like over the span of next. Imagine that he plays until 40. I don't know how much it is. I just thought it was funny that he came out like that. I mean, it takes guts to say something like that when you're a ball player.
So
then people
I like that we're moving away from. For a while, there were not a lot of personality in league baseball, so I'm glad that people are like coming out and saying things a little bit more and being a little bit louder.
Yeah.
Even if some of them might be wrong about their ability to reach it.
Which is like fine if you're wrong on that. Like.
Yeah.
He's probably.
I'm glad that he's willing to say it.
Yeah, he's happy that
we're talking about it now.
Yeah, he's happy that he gets the second base job. I think. He's looking at as a decent ball player. So I have 2 points.
And he's going to be surrounded by excellent players. Some up and comers like Luis Robert, and some like very established, excellent.
Yeah, I think this is that's what you want.
Go ahead.
That's what you want as an up and coming player. You come up on an MLB team that has a whole bunch of talent around you.
Yeah.
And you get a starting spot. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just.
Can we also talk about this rotation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
so I wanted to make 1 point because Barney, you said that you think that Liam Hendricks is their most important acquisition. I think so, yeah. I think Lance Lynn is their big guy. I think Lance Lynn just like puts that rotation like, okay, we're done. In my opinion, we got Lucas Giolito, Dallas Keuchel, Lance Lynn, Dylan Cease, and Carlos Rodon. I think like adding Lance Lynn is their biggest acquisition because you got 3 reliable starters at your top and then 2 guys below it that have a lot of upside, and they still have plenty of other arms to like plug in whenever they feel like it. But it's good that like 3 spots of the 5 are just like locked up.
Yeah, I think that Lance Lynn is a huge pickup. I like closers.
I like him too.
I mean, maybe I'm biased because the Mariners love to be in 1-run games, so I feel like closers are disproportionately important. But
I think the only
picking up arguably the best closer in the league, never a bad choice for a team that's a deep run and play.
I think the only question mark in this lineup is Carlos Rodon, who hasn't put up an ERA below 5 in the last 2 years.
Yeah, they also got a bunch of other guys like coming up though. They got Michael Kopech.
Yeah,
who might be decent next year. Garrett Crochet, who made his debut last year. I think like after only being drafted a couple of months earlier.
Yeah, I would expect Carlos Rodon to not be the number 5 starter for very long.
Yeah, I mean they could even make a big move.
Yeah,
if this is in fact a team that, like I said, might be a dark horse for American League.
Yeah, so Garrett Crochet was drafted in the first round of the MLB June amateur draft in 2020 and made his debut on September 18 that same year.
All right. So expect him to be a May call-up?
Yeah, probably.
Get some of that good old-fashioned service time.
Yeah. So what I think of when I look at the White Sox is, okay, they got this really fun team, apparently. What's Tony La Russa going to these guys? Any thoughts? Hello?
Like maybe win the division, probably.
Yeah, but like an 80-year-old guy, Tony La Russa, at the head of this young core.
Yeah, it's weird because like it's that dichotomy that's, I think, confusing people a lot. But it's not like Tony La Russa doesn't have a track record of success.
No.
So if you're talking about Tony La Russa managing a very good ball club, I think that like that sort of projects you to a different place than if you want to paint the picture young guys, explosive.
No, that's fair.
I think it's like this team. I think it would be very difficult to not manage them and do first place in the division.
No, I agree. It's just it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, for us, it might not be fun to watch like him like being all like unwritten rules on these guys, like Tim Anderson flipping the bat, and then he's like, okay, now you're benched for flipping the bat.
That would be a great way to get fired, I think.
Hey, don't know. He's a Hall of Famer person. There's a couple of DUIs. Doesn't get you fired or not hired, then I don't know what will. Moving on.
All right, so what do you guys think the final grade on these Chicago White Sox
final grade.
Call it like a B.
B, yeah.
All right, I'd give them A-.
Yeah, I could see them do more, especially considering what they lost, like McCann, column A.
Mm-hmm.
Average it out to a B plus.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the third team. So,
Fourth.
oh wait, fourth team.
Yeah.
So you guys will remember
We're not a
that
map
there were
pod.
2 teams that we just talked about that finished last season 1 game out of first place. Now we're going to drop down to the Kansas City Royals, who finished last season 10 games out of first. So already a big drop.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, they didn't lose anyone noteworthy because they barely had anyone noteworthy on their team.
Yeah.
They did pick up some big names. They picked up Andrew Benintendi from the Red Sox after he had a terrible 2020. They also picked up Carlos Santana, Mike Minor, and Michael A. Taylor. And these first 3 contracts were all for 2 years, so they look like they're trying to make something, and they could be an interesting team that makes a little bit of noise in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're the most fun team, like the most interesting team to watch in terms of like finding out what they're actually going to do, how they're going to perform. Ollie, have a look at their lineup. What do you have to say on that?
I mean, they got Benintendi batting second, which would be great if he could get back into Red Sox form, and by that I mean World Series Red Sox form.
Yeah.
Jorge Soler and Salvador Perez are big names, batting fourth and fifth. Carlos Santana also. It's a great heart of the order. Followed up by Hunter Dozier. Where have I heard that name before?
Because of the other Dozier?
Yeah, that's
Are
Are
right.
you
Dozier.
portmanteauing his first name and his last name to think of Hosier, the band?
Could be.
Nice.
So there's another Dozier. I think it's like Brian.
All right. Yeah, Hunter Dozier, not actually noteworthy, according to stats. Michael Taylor batting ninth. Who was Michael Taylor? Help me out. Cutting all this anyways.
Outfielder for the Washington Nationals. It's like replacement level, I think.
All right.
He's known for being very
Michael A. Taylor.
uncelebratory. Like he's very uncelebratory when he just does things, and then when he makes a terrific catch, he's just like, "I got the ball, guys."
Okay.
Yeah, isn't he like a pretty good defensive outfielder?
Yeah, I think that's his biggest value.
All right.
Michael.
So good heart of the order, but beyond that, eh.
Yeah, I think
so
they're very top heavy.
Yeah, definitely room for improvement towards the trade deadline.
Yeah, I also don't think that this is going to be a team that's terrible. Or at least they have the potential to not be awful. They might be bad, but I don't think that they'll...
Yeah, this looks like a 500 team for me, and whether they're buyers or sellers at the deadline is kind of up to how the first half of the season goes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's rate this offseason.
Starters.
Oh, yeah. I guess
starters
that was
isn't very noteworthy. Like
they got Danny Duffy and Mike Minor, and those are the only 2 names I know.
Yeah, Brad Kelly I've heard of. Yeah, I think I don't really know what. I think they signed Greg Holland as well.
Give me a sec.
Wade Davis is back, and Greg Holland. So basically, the 2015 World Series bullpen. Yeah, because that was like Calvin Herrera, Wade Davis, Greg Holland.
Yeah.
So they only miss Calvin. I mean, yeah. So
Yeah,
they probably have a lot of pieces that could be like flipped at the trade deadline. I think if they're not in a spot to
make a postseason push.
I'd give these guys a B+ for their offseason. I think the Royals have had a pretty good offseason.
Yeah, I'd agree.
They haven't necessarily picked up the biggest names, although Benintendi is a pretty big name. But I think, like in terms of where they were last year and where we expect them to be this year, they've done quite well.
Oh
yeah, they've seen some value in like the Carlos Santana deal is pretty good value for them. Mike Minor's pretty good value. Could be bad, but could also be good. And then the Benintendi trade is an interesting trade, especially considering the fact that the Royals are not going to win now, probably. So they're probably just taking a bet, like buying low on Benintendi, and then see if he can like do something and maybe flip it again.
Yeah, if he gets back into World Series Red Sox form, then I think that they've got a great deal.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
So
last
there's
team on
one
this
other
list.
team that is the last team on this list, and maybe the last team in the American League. We'll see. That's the Detroit Tigers. They finished 13 games out of first place last year.
Also known as the corpse of Miguel Cabrera and the Mud Hens.
Yep. They lost Austin Romine, and they picked up Wilson Ramos and Jose Arena.
Nothing too special here.
I can hardly tell you anything about a single person on this team.
There's Jonathan Scope.
Yeah, he's a pretty decent second baseman. Has a lot of pop. Could also be traded. You got the Nomar Mazara in there.
They did pick up Nomar Mazara. That's right.
And then, it's probably just waiting for all the prospects to come through. The Spencer Turnbull. The number 1 pick a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they do have. So for their pitching, they do have Michael Fulmer, who was a very high-rated prospect a few years ago. I'm not sure what he's done since.
Hasn't he won a Cy Young?
No.
Sorry, a Rookie of the Year. No,
I think he got in the conversation. I'm not sure he actually won.
let me just see.
And then there's Julio Teheran.
Oh, he won it.
He won it? All right, nice.
Michael Fulmer won it in 2016.
There we go. So I'm assuming he's been a decent pitcher since. And they got Julio Teheran, who kind of fell apart after being the Braves ace for a while. That's honestly that's all there is to this team. They are
who he finished ahead of?
Michael Fulmer?
Michael Fulmer? Yeah.
No.
Finished ahead of Gary Sanchez.
Nice.
Edwin Diaz is also in there.
Dang.
Tim Anderson. Yeah. There's a bunch of other names here, but those are the big ones.
Keep it up, Fulmer, I guess.
No, I don't think
is he keeping it up?
No.
No?
I mean, I don't think he ever became anything above average.
Let's find out. Last year he had an 8.78 ERA over 27 innings pitched. That's not ideal.
54 ERA plus.
Not great.
Yeah, last year was pretty bad. I see that 2019 season is missing. He could have had Tommy John or something.
Yeah, he didn't play 2019. Let's see what happened to him there. Player news.
But yeah, the Tigers are just they're pretty far away.
Hold on, I'm looking at his player news from 2019. What happened? Michael Fulmer lost his arbitration case in February that year. Then in March, nothing.
I mean, what's good to know about them is that their future's looking bright. So they're the second rated farm system in all of baseball. They got the number 4 prospect, the number 5 prospect, and a couple of top 50 prospects, 3 more.
Yeah.
So Spencer Torkelson and Casey Mize, and then I think once those guys start to come up, they'll probably
Yeah.
might
Once. How long is Miguel Cabrera's contract still for?
Oof.
The rest of his life?
Lifelong contract. Yeah, he might get a lot of deferred money.
He signed through 2023.
Okay, so once that comes off the books.
Yeah, he was. So the main problem is not necessarily that Cabrera is a liability at bat, because he had a 102 OPS plus last year, so he's an average hitter. The problem is that they're paying him. They're paying him $240 million over 8 years. So they're paying him. God, I can't do math all of a sudden. $30 million a year.
That's not bad.
Yep.
They're paying him $30 million a year for the next 3 years for average hitting and no fielding.
That's almost like Trevor Bauer money.
Yeah.
I can think of worse deals that teams have gotten on.
True.
That's fair.
Subtle. We'll get there. AL West is next.
Yeah, that's a very nice plug for our next.
Yeah, AL West is next. We'll get there.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he's.
gonna be a lot of fun.
He's on $30 million contract for 2021, $32 million for the 2 years after that, and then the hell is a vesting?
That's like when there's when you need to get like a certain number of starts or at bats or games played.
For his age 41 and 42 season, he has $30 million vesting options if he finishes in the top 10 of MVP voting.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's not happening.
Imagine. That's maybe unlikely.
That's good. That's gonna be one hell of a show.
Do you think that if he got close to doing that the Detroit Tigers in 2023 would just say, all right, you're not playing for the rest of the year? Like actively sabotage that?
No, because if he was playing well enough to be in top 10 of MVP voting, I don't think they would want to sabotage that.
No, and that would probably it would concur with when their window probably reopened. I don't think they're that down on.
All right, so they're gonna have Miguel Cabrera for like a year or two while their window's opening, and then they're going to give him a grand goodbye while they go to the World Series without him.
He goes into the Hall of Fame with wearing a Tigers cap.
All right.
Instead of a Marlins cap.
All right.
Cool.
He did only play for the Marlins for like 5 years.
What is our offseason grade for these Tigers?
Non-existent.
They didn't do anything because they're still rebuilding. Like there's no point in them signing free agents, but they also didn't really get anybody.
I'm gonna give them a C then.
Yep. They kept the rebuild going, which
that was fine.
Is all they can do right now.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So that rounds it out. Do you guys have any thoughts on the overall AL Central?
It's going to be interesting, but not the most fun.
Yeah. I'm curious to see exactly how bad Cleveland's going to be this year. I'm curious to see both the fight for the bottom in this division and the fight for the top in this division.
All right, cool. Let's wrap it.